Hello, my fellow pen enthusiasts. I've got another pen news video for you, and today I've got a few different pens, some new stuff to share with you, a lot of stuff about Pen BBS, and really I'm just going to jump right into it. At the end of the video, I will share a couple of pen mail things that I've just recently gotten. One of them was today, so I'm pretty excited about that. But let's go ahead and jump into the video. So the first pen, I'm going to go ahead and pop the image up on the screen. And the first pen is the Pen BBS 494. Now, for any of you that are not aware of this pen as of yet, this is a piston filler fountain pen. The setup of it is very similar to like a 78G or a Pilot 78G. Now, what's really cool about this pen is it is about a $4 to $8 piston filler. Now, unfortunately, it's not available on Pen BBS official store as far as the Etsy site. However, I have seen it available on several different eBay sellers. So if you literally just go into eBay and type in Pen BBS 494, you'll be able to find that. The prices, the reason why I said it's between $4 and $8, they're going to range in price. Now, this is a completely clear fountain pen. You know, I'm going to assume with the price point, obviously it's going to be just a plastic molded fountain pen. I'm going to pop up another image here. Again, this is another marketing image. But it gives you another kind of detailed look at the pen. You'll notice that the actual filling mechanism down at the end, of course, is more clear. You don't see, generally you're going to see a lot of black plastic back there. I think that's a nice touch. Here in a moment, you'll actually see that the feed, I think we should be able to see that in one of these upcoming images. The feed definitely looks to be clear, which, Wingsung has done that with a lot of their fountain pens. Of course, we've seen it in tons of other fountain pens, but Wingsung, I think, is one that usually comes to mind when we see something like this. Now, the nib, I think, is going to be more of a 78G style nib. Most of us know about those nibs. I think a lot of people enjoy them. Some people don't. So I'm assuming it's going to be that Pilot style nib. This does fall in line as far as the size of the pen, at least from what I've read, with the 322, if I'm not mistaken, but the nib and everything is going to be designed differently. I'm assuming the nib's going to be smaller, or at least on the smaller side. And then here we see again another image. The clip, you can tell, is a little bit downgraded, but again, reiterating that it's a $4 to $8 pen. It's a piston filler. I'm sure, Pen BBS, generally speaking, quality-wise, never really have any issues with Pen BBS pens. And then we'll pop up one last image, and this gives you an idea of the overall length of the pen. I don't really have much more to offer outside of that. I don't know what the weight of it is, unfortunately, yet. So we're looking at about 141.5 millimeters. So not an extremely small pen as far as when it's capped. I would assume that it's going to be a pen that you can post. Obviously, I don't know that for sure, but I would assume so. I have ordered one. I think I paid about $5 for it altogether. I have seen that it comes with an extra fine or a fine nib. Those are the only two nib sizes I've seen available so far. I think I got mine with a fine nib, actually. So pretty exciting pen. I mean, it's something different, definitely a very economical choice. I think if you're just looking for something quick and easy, a bum around pen, a pen that you can just take with you to work or to school and not be as concerned about it disappearing, might be a pen that would fit into that mold. As soon as I get it, of course, I'll do a more detailed review on the pen and tell you guys what my findings are with it, of course. Now, I'm just sticking with Pen BBS right now. These images aren't going to be amazing, so I do apologize. But the first one that I figured we would talk about, and I got to make sure I've got the right one. Yes, I do. So, is the Pen BBS. This is a 308 model, and this is -88, and this is the Coon model. So this is a new color, actually, that's being launched by Pen BBS. I know for a lot of you, I think 308 is really still kind of one of the tried and true models with Pen BBS. A lot of people own 308s. And so here's a new color. I'm sure we'll see this color with other colors coming out. I thought it was kind of neat in the post that it said that Kun was a sea monster. I don't know. I'm not gonna claim to know what that's about. But the color I think is extremely attractive. I think it definitely would look great on all sorts of different Pen BBS models, but I definitely think it looks nice in this image. Now I am going to pop up another image on here, and this is again another new color launch. This one is a little bit more transparent, and this is the again in a 308. As of the time I'm recording this video, I've only seen it on actual social media so far, so it's not available on the Pen BBS official store, either one of these colors. But it's a 308, and this one I think is going to be -101, which is the mint sorbet is the what it's going to be called. And it does look like, to me, it definitely gives you that color, kind of that green sorbet mint color look to it. A little bit transparent, which I think is really cool. You know, it would be really neat to see these pens with some gold trim as well, but I think it's fine. It's being launched with that silver trim first. But I think, again, another really attractive color. And again, that is 308-101. That's the mint sorbet. Don't know for sure when it's going to be released quite as of yet. Just be looking for it, especially if you're a big 308 fan, because now you have some new colors that you might be interested in obtaining. Now I'll pop a couple more images up there, and we're sticking with Pen BBS because there's been a lot of stuff available on social media as of late. But we have the Pen BBS. So this is actually, I don't know what the model number of this pen is going to be. So for those of you that like the 349 model, I know ChrisRap52 uploaded a great video on the comparisons and differences between the 308 and the 349. Well, now we're going to have another model that is very similar, I'm assuming maybe in size and overall structure, to the 349. But the differences are going to be that this one does not have metal bits. So meaning in the barrel and the section, you can actually eyedropper this fountain pen. So the first image you see up here, very nice pink colorway. I don't know for sure what the color code is on this one. I'm sure someone can definitely comment down below. And then I'll pop up a second image, and now you can see the differences between the 349 and the new model that's going to be launched soon. So you'll notice the 349, again, it has the metal collar around the section piece, whereas the new model is going to have a full acrylic cut to it. So it's going to be acrylic all the way from the section going into the barrel. And then they also put that really nice O-ring on there. So if you do decide that you want to eyedropper the pen, you have an O-ring already available for you. So you can obviously, you know, seal it up without silicone grease possibly by just having that O-ring on there. So I think it's, again, something different, nothing too radical. I think just some simple changes. The piston filler I think could be a nice economical choice. Kind of neat to see that they're launching two different new colors. And then we have kind of an update. I don't know what the new model is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a 349 or what. I'm sure someone knows a little bit more. This is just stuff that I've seen that I figured I would at least share. And of course, I don't know pricing on any of these either. Now, we're going to share a couple more Pen BBS things before I move on to anything else. This video is really going to be predominantly around Pen BBS. Hasn't been a ton of like new stuff that I've seen through social media and everything else right now. But one I did want to share, and only because they just look gorgeous, is I saw these on Etsy, and it's the Pen BBS 308 again, but this is the 52SF. So this is the Galaxy colorway. And I just thought these pens are gorgeous. They look beautiful. So these are going for $29.99, so $30. And you see the first image I have popped up here. You just see the depth, and I mean, it really looks like you're looking into the Galaxy. I think the pens are amazing. I think this is really, to me, one of the better representations of the Galaxy color. I know, you know, the first Galaxy color, I know they've been on different pens, different pen models with Pen BBS, but the first one I really paid attention to was the 355 because I was so interested in that pen. I didn't think that it fit the 355 idea as well. I think it's perfect for a model like this, like a 308. It's just gorgeous. Here we see another image. This is just kind of showing all of them in a pin holder, so to speak. And who wouldn't like to have that pin holder with all of those 308s in there? I know I would. And then we'll pop up a third image. And again, this is a great, you know, profile of that pin to really just show off the depth of that acrylic. There's a lot of really awesome colors right now available on Pen BBS official store, and there's also some other ones available out there as well. So definitely, you know, check out. This was just one that I pinpointed. This one spoke more to me. If it doesn't speak to you, I'm sure there's other colors on there as well. There's some other sellers out there too that are really launching some really nice colors. Now I'm going to pop up one last Pen BBS pin on here. And this is another 308 model, but this one is one that I know typically I only see it sparingly, and it seems like I see it and it's sold before I even make an attempt to purchase. And this is the 308, and I don't remember the exact, I think it's 308-101, but it's the hidden path. And I've got the image up here for you. And this, of course, is that beautiful checkerboard fountain pen. Now this one, I found it on a seller, and they have it listed, I guess, as the 102. So I was probably wrong. So I'm assuming it's the 102, so -102. But they have it listed with the medium nib. Now this is retailing for $52.50 because it's so limited. They only have 2 of them available on eBay right now. So as I'm recording this, it is available on eBay. Hopefully by the time I get this video posted, it's still available. So if you are someone that's been wanting one of these pens, you've got an opportunity. I know I think there's a UK seller that has it available right now, but that's like in the $65 to $70 range, a little too premium for me. But I know this acrylic is kind of highly sought after. At least I know there's a lot of people that love this. Personally, I would rather get the Moonman M600 with that checkered board material. They have a brown one that looks very similar to this, and I would rather own that pen personally. That's just my personal preference. Plus, it's price-wise, it's around the same price, so I just feel like it's a great pen. But it is cool that they're offering this one with a medium nib. I did see on the seller site, there's only 2 available. So if you're interested in it, definitely check that out. I will try and remember to leave a link in the description to this specific seller. So if you are, go get your pen. But again, there's only 2 available. All right, so that pretty much takes care of the Pen BBS pens. Again, there's a lot of really cool stuff out there with Pen BBS that right now, as far as colors and just different pens available. Definitely check that out. But I did want to share that specific stuff around Pen BBS. Now moving on to something else. So for those of you that follow Office Supplies Pen, Bobby's social media account, whether it be Instagram or wherever, or just simply follow him through all of the sites that he sells on. So we know he sells through eBay, he sells through Etsy, he sells on AliExpress. One of the ones I saw was a new Wingsung model. We got another new Wingsung model, and this one is the Wingsung 699. And I'm going to post an image up here for you. Now Bobby had posted, I think it was a few days ago. I don't remember the exact date. I think it might have been Sunday or Monday of this past week, so to speak. And he posted up on there that he had a new pen model of Wingsung available. And it's kind of it was kind of like a first come, first serve type pen. And according to his Instagram account, this was a beta version, and they only released about 160 pieces, 100 of them being steel nibs, 60 of them being gold nibs. Now, I haven't seen any of the gold nib versions available, so they may have only released them to the Chinese pen market. I don't know that for certain, so I don't want to speak out of term. Now, of course, by the time I saw the post, they were already sold. Now, for those of you looking at this image, yes, the pen looks like a Pilot Custom 823. I own an 823. I love my 823. But I love vac fillers. Don't know really why, I just do. And I love my 823, so I thought this would be a really cool pen to at least try and own. Now, once I saw that it had already sold out of his AliExpress website, I just kind of, okay, that's fine. And I happened to be looking at Wingsung pens, and I saw that it was available on eBay through a couple other sellers. And there are 2 sellers currently right now that have it available on eBay. So I went ahead and purchased one from one of the sellers, and we'll see, you know, what the pen is like once I receive it. But of course, you see in the image really the look of the pen. Now, the pen is retailing for around $30, so about $29.99, so $30 for the pen. One I got had free shipping. It is a vac filler. From what I can tell, I think the nib is a fine nib. I could be 100% wrong on that, but I do think it is a fine nib. The images, you can't really see the nib size designation necessarily, but it looks like a fine. And it also comes in a transparent section as well as a kind of blacked out section. So similar to the 823, that you'll get a completely, you'll get a transparent cap as well as barrel, but your section is going to be that brown color if you get the brown pen, so to speak, or the amber, I think is the color designation. So here we'll see another image again. So here you see it with the piston partially pulled out. Now I know on Bobby's post, it says on there, I'm going to read word for word what it says. It says, please don't push the piston at the end and keep the gap about 5 millimeters when you fill the ink. Also, this is a beta version of Wingsung 6nm. So basically, I think that's why we're seeing it looking like this in the images. I want to play around with it when I get it to see, you know, how the nib performs. I don't know how that shutoff valve works per se, but here we see someone holding it in hand. From what I can tell, it doesn't look like there's any actual ink in the pen. So I don't, this again is just, I think, a marketing picture. And then again, here's another image. So this is 01 or image 1 of that pen. So you'll notice this one has the clear, or I'm sorry, the transparent section. So you've got the same amber colored section. And then in the second image, this one is the one with the blacked out section. I think the one that I ordered is the one with the blacked out section. So that was really the only one available at the time. So they're definitely selling. So if you're really interested in this pen, definitely take the time and go get yourself one. And then our last image we have posted, this one's a nice one because it gives you all the dimensions of the pen, so you can really see how large the pen is. And it's a pretty good sized pen, 148 millimeters when it's capped. So that's not a small pen by any means. 132 millimeters when it's uncapped, and then 170 millimeters when it's posted. So obviously it can post, or at least according to this image it can, which is very helpful, I think. It kind of gives you an idea of the size of the cap, which looks like it's 72 millimeters. So again, decent sized pen. You know, definitely a lot of people can call it a rip-off pen of the 823. You can call it an homage pen if you would like. However you want to look at it, I think it's a really neat pen. I ordered myself one because I just want to try it out and see how it performs. Hopefully it performs well, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's the reason why you take a chance on things like this. Obviously, I wish the price was maybe just a little bit lower, maybe. But when you put it into perspective of like a 456, not trying to compare it to that, not too bad from a pricing perspective. Just have to see how it performs at the end of the day. Very limited release, only 160 pins looks like available. So hopefully I'll be the lucky one to get one of those pins. They are still available though. 2 different sellers, I've seen it available on eBay. So definitely go get you one. That really takes care of it for all of the pins that I'm sharing. Nothing too extremely crazy or exciting. Not like the last pin video where it was like every single pin was like brand new. But I did think it was exciting with the new Pen BBS colors that are being released. So that's definitely really cool. Now, a couple of mail things that I've received. I've got some nibs to play around with. These are just regular Jinhao nibs. I think I paid a couple bucks. think I've got total like probably 10 nibs here. I've got some number 5s and some number 6 Jinhao nibs. But the one that I was really excited for, I got it today, is the Natami Inception. So really excited to get this. I've already inked it up. You can kind of see how it looks. So I got the transparent with the rose gold trim, which really looks nice, I will say. I love the fact that the actual barrel, the piece right here that the barrel screws into the section is actually rose gold as well. The nib, same color as the rest of the material. I think it looks nice in this transparent body. And the little spring cap is cool. You know, it's, you know, it definitely, you know, I'll talk about that when I do the review more in depth. But it's a cool little pen. I've been writing with it today, so I've been enjoying using it. I put some Mont Blanc Toffee Brown in the pen. Thought that would kind of work good with it. So other than that, that concludes the video. I hope all of you enjoyed it. Please, if there is any pins, pin finds, pin news out there that I missed, anything that you want to add, comment down below. Let me know. I can incorporate it into the next pin news video. I have done that in the past from certain subscribers that have commented. So please let me know. Until next time, everyone take care. I will see you later. Bye-bye.